Adam Alter, Irresistible, The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked. Enter the world of irresistible technology and discover the rising addiction to phones, video games, and other devices in Adam Alter's Irresistible, The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked. This book summary gives you a sneak peek into the alarming relationship that people have with their smartphones and unveils the science behind addiction, the consequences of technology on our mental and physical health, and how our constant need for stimulation hinders our productivity. Delve into the book's various insights and learn about the impact of technology on children, methods to overcome technology addiction, and how substituting our digital habits with healthier alternatives can make a positive difference in our lives.
Modern addictions. The summary explores the modern addiction that phones and video games impose on people. It takes a closer look at the app moment and how it helps users determine the amount of time they spend on their phones daily. The addictive nature of video games is also discussed, with World of Warcraft as a major example. The summary ends by mentioning the creation of treatment centers like Restart to combat such addictions and a promise to explore the science behind addiction. Addiction and context. Addiction is often context-dependent, as situations and living conditions can mitigate or trigger addictive behaviors. For instance, during the Vietnam War, U.S. soldiers were introduced to an extremely pure form of heroin leading to widespread addiction. However, upon their return to the United States, they were less likely to relapse, suggesting that context plays a significant role in addictive behavior. Similarly, psychologist James Olds discovered that all animals, including humans, can become addicted under the right conditions, as addictive substances stimulate the brain's pleasure centers. This understanding is relevant even for modern times, as technology can also trigger addictive behaviors by simulating our pleasure centers. Ultimately, addiction is less about morality than circumstances and conditions, requiring a contextual-based approach to effectively combat its effects. Behavioral addictions. Recent research shows that behaviors, including online activities, can stimulate the brain in the same way drugs do, releasing neurotransmitter dopamine for pleasure. However, the pleasure gradually decreases, leading to addiction and associated health problems like sleeplessness. Cambridge University's neuroscientist, Claire Gillian, reports that while the less intense nature of behavioral addictions makes them easier to overcome than drug addictions, it is crucial to kick behavioral addiction since technology can cause sleep deprivation. Melatonin normally produced by the body for sleep is prevented by blue light from screens, leading to heart disease, depression, poor immune system, and other health issues. Boost your productivity, check emails less frequently. Are you constantly checking your emails and responding quickly to every new message? This approach may actually be counterproductive. Studies show that responding to emails immediately leads to decreased concentration and lower quality work. Furthermore, answering emails provides a rewarding feeling that can become addictive, leading people to focus on insignificant tasks. Instead, disable email notifications and set in frequent times to check your inbox. Psychologists found that after office workers were forbidden from checking their emails for several days, they communicated face-to-face more frequently, took more breaks, and produced more high-quality work. By checking your emails less frequently, you can improve your productivity and reduce stress levels. The science of addiction. Humans and animals have a primal desire for positive feedback, and rewards that are unpredictable become even more addictive. That's why gambling can be so alluring. Social media platforms have also leveraged this addictive feedback system with their like buttons. Every time a post is uploaded, it's a gamble with potentially high stakes, triggering a dopamine rush that fuels addiction. This is why social media platforms feature these feedback buttons, including LinkedIn and YouTube. Addicted to difficulty. Despite the abundance of self-help literature, many people still struggle to improve their lives. Humans have a natural tendency to seek out challenges and hardships to overcome, even when given opportunities for relaxation and enjoyment. This phenomenon, known as workaholism, is especially prevalent in cultures with a strong work ethic like Japan, where karoshi, death from overwork, is a growing concern. Ultimately, humans are their own worst enemies when it comes to living fulfilling and healthy lives. The negative impact of screen time on children's empathy. Children's excessive exposure to screens negatively affects their empathy skills, and it is up to adults to protect them from technology addiction. A one-week technology-free retreat significantly increased children's empathy scores, indicating that the negative impact devices have on people's skills is a significant concern that needs to be addressed. As technology continues to advance, children are increasingly getting glued to screens, spending more time communicating with them than actual people. This trend implies significant negative effects of technological interactions on kids' social and communication skills. Excessive screen time negatively affects children's empathy, as they become too accustomed to technological constructs rather than people. A one-week screen-free retreat aimed at encouraging the children to interact with nature helps to support the claim that children need to spend less time communicating with the screen. The children who participated in the one-week retreat and were administered a DANVA 2 empathy test before and after the retreat recorded a 33% increase in empathy scores after the retreat. The test relies on interpreting facial expressions and tonal variations to gauge emotions. It's up to the adults to protect children from technology, as internet addiction and abuse pose significant risks to the children's mental and social growth. Just like parents are protective of children from tobacco, alcohol, and medication, they should be cautious with technology use. The effortless entertainment of computers and mobile devices can undermine the important lesson of patience, hard work, and perseverance. Children who are overly dependent on technology may struggle with apathy and other negative consequences that may significantly affect their future. The need to ensure digital media does not negatively affect the social, emotional, and psychological well-being of children in today's world cannot be overemphasized. Urgent actions are needed to counter the impact of screen time on children and prevent excessive gadget engagement, which may impact future societal development. Overcoming technology addiction. The common reaction to an undesired behavior is to repress it, but this often leads to addiction worsened. Technology addiction is becoming increasingly rampant with people finding it hard to switch off their devices. Charles Duhigg proposes breaking addiction down to a cue, a routine, and a reward. In 2014, the company of others launched a new device called Realism. Designed to help break smartphone addiction, Realism looks and feels like a smartphone but with a transparent frame that offers a view of the world around you. By acknowledging the problem, you can find creative and practical solutions to break the cycle of technology addiction.
Adam Alter's Irresistible opens our eyes to the growing addiction to technology, emphasizing the serious consequences it has on our mental and physical well-being. The book highlights the science of addiction, explaining how dopamine release plays a significant role in keeping us hooked to our devices. Additionally, it discusses the impact of technology on children's empathy levels, the need to balance work and relaxation, and the importance of substitution over repression when combating addiction. In light of these revelations, it is critical to reassess our relationship with technology and strive for healthier, more balanced, and mindful ways of living. Take the first step towards overcoming the irresistible pull of technology and regain control of your life.